Today, we're going to be talking about the AI Engineering Bootcamp that is actually launching here in a couple days. We're going to be kicking off on January 7th, July 7th, I mean, and it should be a really, really good time. I'm really excited to start this next bootcamp. We're going to let people kind of trickle in here for a little bit first. And, I just wanted to say happy July 4th to everyone out there. Like, I think that it's a very good time to, be alive and be American and be a part of this country. And like, it's going to be great, like, there's so many things that are going to be happening over the next while. And like, I'm excited that like y'all are joining to learn more about this AI engineering bootcamp that is starting on July 7th. It's going to go from July 7th to August 7th, and it should be a really good time. And at the beginning here, if you have any quick early questions, we can answer them. We will start the presentation here in about 2 minutes while we just let people kind of trickle in here, because we definitely want to get more and more people in here as we possibly can. And I hope that y'all will do this. Oh yeah, they say happy 4th of July. Yeah, happy 4th of July to you too, Rakesh. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you. It's really great. Really, really great. Let's do I have this? What's this one called? This is the okay, cool. Well, we will kind of shift gears here a little bit and open up this screen here and hit present. Okay, amazing. So I'm challenging y'all to this AI Engineering Bootcamp Challenge. This is going to be starting here in a couple days. We are going to be covering it's going to be a 5-week cohort. It's going to be really amazing. Yeah, happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy 4th of July. There's a lot of fireworks outside of my place right now. I'm hearing a lot of poo, 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 poo. Right, it's great. Yeah, happy 4th. Yeah, Lubo. Expecting fireworks in the background. Yeah, Jose. It's great. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be covering a little bit more about like what is this AI engineering bootcamp and the challenges, and then they'll and like kind of what you can get out of this and what's going to happen. So let's just dig into it. So I'm sure there is at least 5 or 10 or 20 people in this call right now who are a little bit freaked out about AI, because AI is changing things, right? AI is changing how we write code. AI is changing how we craft emails, how we craft LinkedIn posts, how we communicate with each other, how we, consult with each other. There's so many different things that are changing. AI is just changing everything, right? And like, I think one of the big things that I was realizing as like I've been playing around with AI we're going on 3 years now, right? ChatGPT came out back in like Q4 of 2022. So we're getting close to 3 years, and like things are still kind of taking off. And like what we need to be doing is learning more and getting deeper and more involved in this once in a lifetime kind of technological shift that is happening, right? Because really the opportunity in front of us is the only thing that really is a parallel to the opportunity in front of us right now with AI is the opportunity that was in front of us in the late 90s, early 2000s with the internet, right? And so hopefully some of y'all will take me up on this challenge, and it can be the foundation of you guys becoming very rich as you take on this new generation of challenges that can be solved using AI in a very scalable and intense way. So yeah, but at the end of the day, AI really only has 2 pieces to it, right? There's really only 2 pieces. That's the thing that like I think people they kind of overcomplicate what's going on here, or they make it too mystical or too magical or too kind of crazy, when it's not really as crazy as you would think. And you can kind of break down the pieces and break down the fundamentals of it to get to clarity, right, in this space. So really, AI is 2 things, right? You have high quality data, and you have productionalizing AI. So you have the interface, or the chat box. You can think of like Chat GPT is a good example. The chat app is like kind of the textbook example of AI. But AI is doing so much more than just chat nowadays. It's doing an unbelievable amount of stuff actually nowadays. It's kind of getting really intense. But really importantly here is we have this high quality data piece that I think is really, really important, because a lot of y'all follow me because y'all are data engineers. Y'all are people who are the stewards of high quality data. You are the people who really want to be a part of this high quality data journey. And really the marriage of these 2 things is really the power. Oh, John, we got to put this up here. Canceling July 4th to be here. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you. That's really great. Like, so this high quality data, right, is what is going to prevent your AI from hallucinating. It's going to prevent your AI, well, maybe not prevent, maybe more like minimize, because I don't think that we can completely prevent AI from hallucinating, because it's like, it's a statistical model and it's not going to be that, right? And so someone's just asking, high quality data science is high quality data is data science and productionalizing is data engineering. No, no. Like, I think that this is getting blurrier with AI, right? I would actually say that high quality data is data engineering, and productionalizing AI is this new field of AI engineering. That's kind of what this is going to. So let's talk about this. So I challenge you to quit being scared. I challenge you to grab your career by the reins and to take control of this massive opportunity in front of you. I have designed a 5-week program that will give you a very in-depth details of how to build with AI, how to do prompt engineering, how to do so many other things. We're going to be going into that in just a second. And it'll be a 5-week challenge that will be pretty intense, that like I would highly recommend you check out. So what does it look like, right? So each week we're going to have 6 hours of learning. So the learning will be broken up into a couple different buckets, right? So we have 4 hours of core learning, where that'll be like the curricula. That'll be like learning about prompt engineering or ML ops or RAG or advanced RAG, things like that. And then there will also be 1 hour a week with a guest speaker. So we have some really amazing guest speakers in this bootcamp. We have Li Yin. Li Yin created the library Addleflow, which is one of the most important AI engineering libraries out there in the industry right now. And then we also have Chip Huen. She wrote the book AI Engineering, the O'Reilly book, AI Engineering, it's like one of the best-selling AI engineering books in the entire world. And we have a bunch of other really amazing guest speakers who are going to come on board as well. So there'll be 1 hour each week with a really amazing industry expert, where you will get the opportunity to ask them Q&A. And then also they'll be build an amazing capstone project that you make better with each bootcamp. So like, you can keep hacking on this. What I would want from you, like some of y'all are probably in the free bootcamp, the free one that I launched a couple weeks ago, and like you can learn from that and learn from this and build these things together, and then you can just keep hacking on a really awesome project, and then that will allow for you to have a project that will really make employers' eyes pop, and that's really how you're gonna get these new jobs of the future. So the rewards in every boot camp. So there's people who have been taking this for the last 10 weeks, because this is actually part of a bigger 15-week challenge. And this is the final leg of the 15-week challenge. And the top 3 capstone projects in July are going to get all of their money back and a personal recommendation from me on LinkedIn. So really, my bootcamp here, this AI engineering bootcamp, is free if you are competitive. It's free if you put in your full effort. So I would highly recommend, like, if you want to learn a lot here, I can teach you everything. You can learn from all the industry experts. And if you deliver an amazing capstone project, it will be 100% free. So that's going to be the way that you're going to want to be balancing this, is like, how can I invest all my time into this capstone project that will not only make my skills better and not only be a good piece to talk about in an interview, but also I can get paid for it. I can get my money back when I do this, right? And then whenever I give a personal recommendation on LinkedIn, I always see my students, they end up getting at least an interview over the next 3 to 6 months. They almost always get at least one interview for a new job that they're excited about. So both of these things can be very, very powerful techniques to getting you into your next role that you are excited about, whether that be in AI engineering, data engineering, or wherever you're thinking about landing next. So here are the instructors. We have 2 instructors in this bootcamp. We have me. I will be teaching a good chunk of this bootcamp. And then Ashwani Agarwal, he's a senior software engineer at NVIDIA right now. He's been there for like 5 or 6 years. And he knows all the ins and outs of AI engineering, because he literally is there on the ground floor. So I really do think that we are going to have a good set of instructors for this bootcamp that should be very, very exciting. I'm going to be there bringing the hype and the startup perspective, and I think he's going to be bringing in more of the bigger company perspective, which will allow you to really kind of see the bigger picture of where this AI engineering field is going. Should be really, really exciting. So, what does the 5 weeks look like? So, at the end of the day, we have 5 weeks of content that we're going to be talking about here. So, we have prompt engineering. That's going to be the first week. Prompt engineering, we're going to go really deep here. We're going to be talking about like the special tokens that are inside of your prompts. Like prompt engineering, prompting is its own language. It's not just English. There's a lot of things that you can do with it. We will also be diving into the details of a library called Flow. Flow can actually, if you have a task, it can actually give you the most optimized prompt for that task by doing a barrage of tests on some evaluation criteria. So we will be doing that in week 1, and that will be taught by me. Week 2 is going to be RAG. It's going to be retrieval augmented generation. We'll be doing a simple RAG model taught by me. We'll be talking all about like how to get data into a vector database, the different types of retrieval, and how do you get the context necessary to build a good RAG model. Then Ashwani is going to pick up the 2 more technical weeks here. So we have advanced RAG and graph RAG. So we're going to be working with things like Neo4j and more vector databases here as well, to talk more about like other types of RAG that you can bring in so that you can have better, richer context for your AI to make less errors and hallucinate less. Then week 4 is going to be ML Ops. This is going to be where we look at things like CI/CD, evaluation criteria, and MCP. We're going to be looking at how we can get our tools, we can have our AIs call tools and become even more powerful. That's another really great week that Eshwani is going to be covering. And then the final week here is going to be covered by me, which is going to be 2 things. One is going to be kind of like putting it all together and how can we actually get value out of our AI systems, not just have flashy demos, but actually get actual business value out of them. And how do you identify business opportunities where an AI automation would make sense? It's going to be a slightly more business oriented. The first class is a little more business oriented, where the second one is very end to end and deeply technical. So those are going to be the 5 weeks of curricula. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm really excited to share that with y'all. So this is the schedule. We are shifting things around a little bit versus previous boot camps. So week 1, we are going to be we have classes on Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll be 5 to 8. So you can think of this as Tuesday, Thursday, 5 to 8 is going to be the big thing here. Tuesday, Thursday, 5 to 8 is the big block that you want. Week 1 is the only difference is we don't have Thursday. I have a very important meeting I need to go to on this very first week. So we are moving it 1 day forward just to Wednesday so that we can cover all of the prompt engineering stuff over 2 classes. Should be pretty solid. And then for the remaining 4 weeks, it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday are the core days. And then Wednesday is going to be where you have the career dev session. This is where you're going to get, learnings on resume review, interview tips, different things like that is going to be that career dev session. And then obviously we'll have 2 TA office hours, 1 in the morning on Tuesday and 1 in the evening on Wednesday, so that you can get the support that you need from our very knowledgeable TAs who know a lot about AI engineering as well. This should be pretty great. These are, the 5 weeks of content. Should be a really solid schedule. It's going to go from July 7th to August 8th. And then this is going to be our homework schedule. So keeping in mind that if you want to get into the homework, like if you want to get into the Zach Q&A, except for week 1, starting in week 2 to week 5, this Q&A is only for people who do the homework. So you have to do the homework each week in order to actually get into the Q&A session for weeks 2 through 5. The first one is open to everybody because no homework has been given yet. So generally speaking, homework is going to drop on the Friday, or that's going to be it'll either drop on Thursday or Friday. Probably Thursday is going to be the day it actually drops. Yeah, Thursday. Sorry, it's going to be dropping on Thursday of each week. So like in week 1, we will have the homework that will drop on the 10th, and then the 17th, 21st, 24th, 31st, and then you have like the whole weekend to do it, and then you get then the to get to the next Q&A. So if, say the 10th, you get the homework. To go to the Q&A on the 17th, you have to finish the previous week's homework. So then that's how you can kind of stay. That's how we motivate people to stay forward on all of this stuff. So yeah, any questions? I will. I'm going to drop. 1 second. So you can get 30% off right now if you go with AI July 4. AI July 4 will get you 30% off. That will be valid for the remainder of this live. That should, that will get you in for like $1,800. I think that's what it is. Yeah, $1,890. That's what it will end up being. $1,890 will be the price point that you will get in at with the coupon code. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal, honestly. Are there any prerequisites for this course? Yes. If you don't know Python, you should know a little bit of full stack engineering. If you don't know any Python or full stack engineering, you're not gonna have a good time. It's gonna be way over your head. So yeah, definitely that's kind of in the prerequisites. You can see 1 year of Python and SQL knowledge is going to be the main thing. Python being the main thing that is going to be the thing that we want to be covering there, right? So definitely, I would highly recommend checking that out. Is coding background a prerequisite? 100%. Hi, Zach. Is the bootcamp viable for someone who is completely new to MLAI? What are the prerequisites? Only if you it's not completely new to AI/ML. It's going to be for people who are good with Python, right? Like you have to have a year of Python. Like you have to know some Python, but that's it, right? This size looks better. Wait, am I using speech to text? Damn it. Hey, on week 2 of the bootcamp, a little bit behind the sequels intense. Yeah, and this bootcamp's going to also be really intense. Hey, what about folks who only got 20% off? Can you match 30%? No, I cannot. Like that's not how it works. You got in for the price that you got in, and you're in. So thank you for supporting me and supporting my work here as I go through go through different things. Everyone does that. This discount code is a limited time. It's only available for the next 30 minutes, and definitely I am really excited for what y'all would be interested in about, because I definitely am down to answer any other questions y'all might have, because we're going to have some really amazing people. So one person we have talking is going to be Chip Huen. She's amazing. She's Stanford researcher. She wrote this AI engineering book. We're going to be walking through a lot of the chapters of this AI engineering book. So you're going to want to get this AI engineering book as well for the bootcamp. All right. So that would be another super important thing that if you are interested in doing, I would highly recommend doing that as well. That's going to be the other big kind of part of this bootcamp that will allow you to succeed, because we really need to have some other big kind of learning materials here, because otherwise it's a lot, right? So definitely it should be a really good time. I know R not Python. Well, that's not going to work. Like you really need full stack engineering. I wouldn't recommend this bootcamp for you. I'm a data engineer with about 2 years of Python knowledge, experience in Python, SQL. I do not have full stack experience. Is that enough? Yes, I think that you'd be a good fit. Honestly, you'd probably be a great fit for this bootcamp. I would say you are definitely going to be right there, like right where you should fit in for sure. Definitely. I would be very excited for you to join. I think that it would be a perfect fit, right? So another person that we have who's going to be so Lee Yin. She's a really successful founder. She just raised $2 million for her company, and she's another very good LLM researcher. And she's going to also be the very first speaker in week 1. So yeah, that should be pretty great. So keeping in mind that there you go. So AI July 4. What's the discount for people who took any of the previous boot camps? You get 50% off if you took the AI or the analytics engineering boot camp or the data engineering boot camp. You get 50% off. So if you are part of those cohorts, just reach out to me on the Discord and I can get you 50% off. That's why you like support multiple boot camps and then you can get really good deals. Yeah, but if you want to join, you can use the code AI July 4, right? It includes statistics and math courses, right? How can I join your bootcamp? This bootcamp is going to be on AI July 4. So you go to dataexpert.io/AI July 4, and then you can get 30% off. And that'd be the way that I would do this. Right? What kind of Python knowledge should you have going into this? Just basics. Just if you know loops, arrays, if statements, you know how to import a library. Like that's probably all you really need. You don't need a ton, but you need. I'm not going to teach you that. Right? That's not something that I'm down to teach because that's freaking obnoxious. So like it's really just fundamental basic stuff, right? How can we join the bootcamp? You just join at dataexpert.io/AI July 4. This is going to be where you can join and you can get 30% off. It's going to be a really good time. I'm really, really pumped. It should be a really, really good, really good bootcamp, and I'm really excited about it. There's a lot that are going to be in there, right? Because you see in the curricula here, like we have our prompt engineering week, where what we're going to do is we're going to initially set up our Python API and OpenAI, and then we're going to have 2 days. We're going to have 1 day on auto prompt optimization. This is actually going to be with Addleflow. I changed my mind. We're going to use Addleflow instead of DSPY. And then our second day here is going to be working with Cursor and Windsurf to vibe code a full stack application. And then in our second week, we're going to be working with Milvus, which is like a vector database. It should be really good. And then we're going to be talking more about RAG trade-offs, like how much context is too much context. And then in this second day, we're going to be integrating RAG into your full stack application. So that will be really awesome because then you'll be able to have a full stack app that you can like use. It'll be like an AI enabled full stack application. Then in week 3, we're going to be setting up a graph database with Neo4j. And then we're going to be talking about graph RAG versus vector RAG. Vector RAG is kind of like what we talked about in week 1 or in week 2. Milvus is a vector database. And then we'll be building a graph RAG in production. That's Ashwani is going to be covering that, the NVIDIA guy. And then the second one we'll be talking about agentic AI because there's 3 different ways that you can do agentic thought processes. You have reflection, plan and execute, and rewoo. Those are going to be 3 very powerful ways that you can execute, right? And then the final week here, or the ML Ops week, is going to be like we're going to be talking about trusting your workflows by building evaluation metrics and guardrails, setting up CI/CD so you can trust your AI application in production. And then also traceability, so you can actually understand what is going on with your LLM. Like, how did it come to the result that it got to? Like, you can actually do traces, like lines of reasoning and stuff like that. It's really cool. Right? And then the final week here, like we're going to be leveraging MCP, and then also how to link your AI agent to value. And then we'll be talking a bit about the difference between building a synchronous and an asynchronous agent. Using Q technologies like Rabbit or PubNub. I haven't decided quite yet on the technology there, but it's gonna be one of the 2, right? Are you going to be covering Haystack? No. Do we need to pay for additional softwares needed in the course? We will give you OpenAI credits. You probably will need to get you can get so we'll give you an OpenAI key, so there will be no additional cost there. Cursor, you will need to set up your own subscription for Cursor or Windsurf. They have a trial. They have a trial that you can use, so you shouldn't have to do anything, right? Am I able to attend the same session if I choose the data expert subscription? No. That's why the subscription is so much cheaper, right? The answer to that question is definitely not. So keeping in mind, like if you want to join this, you can join. You can do it with this link here. You can go dataexpert.io/AI July 4. This can get you in, and you can get all of the AI engineering kind of pieces of this puzzle. Should be a really, really fun. Should be a really, really good boot camp. I'm really, really excited about it. We get a certificate, of course. What version of Python do we need to know? Like 3.9 or 3.10, something like that. I'd say that's going to be the big ones to be working with, right? I would say that you don't really need to know other ones. Let me go back to this. We can present this guy. I like this animation. So, are you still working in industry and teaching? I am not working. I am not working in it. I'm not working in an industry. I teach people in industry. I get people jobs in industry. I'm not a full-time data engineer anymore though. Can you please let us know the pricing for this bootcamp? It's $1,890. $1,890. And that's if you use this 30% off right here. So dataexpert.io/AI July 4. That will get you in for $1,890, and you can get all of this. It's going to be great. It's going to be a really, really good time. I promise. It's going to be like one of the best boot camps ever. The beta boot camps are always the best. That's why it's under $2,000, right? Because it's pretty. It's going to be a newer boot camp that will be good. And keeping in mind, you also do get lifetime access to the content. So it's not a course that ever expires. So you'll be able to hold on to the content for as long as you want and refer back to it whenever you want as well. So, and then the OpenAI will give you an OpenAI key, and that key will be good for at least the next 3 months as you kind of iterate and build. So you'll be able to work with that stuff for a while without having to pay OpenAI as well. So it should be a really good investment in your future, an investment in your education. So I would say that would be the way to be thinking about it, right? So yeah, it's a really, really good product. I promise. Like I've been doing these boot camps a lot now, and they work out pretty well for most people. So like, will this be good for a DE pivoting into AI roles? That's perfect. That's literally what it's built for, right? Because this is the final 5 weeks of the boot camp, right? This is the final 5 weeks of the 15-week challenge. Because I taught people analytics, I taught people data engineering, and then I taught people this, right? So, see here. Does this class help with data engineering concepts, or is that a different bootcamp for data science analytics? This is an AI engineering bootcamp. This covers everything that you need to know to be good at AI engineering. How is it different than something like Data Talks Club, LLM, MLOps? Well, we give you a key, like we give you cloud stuff. We also are way more full stack developed, right? We are way more into all of that kind of stuff. Like we have industry experts. We have literally the most famous people in AI are going to be coming to talk, and we have expert lectures and Q&A sessions with them. That's just whereas Data Talks Club is going to be just more basic LLM stuff. I would recommend doing Data Talks Club LLM stuff as well. That's another really solid, good thing to do. But this one is going to be covering. It's going to be a lot more industry relevant. It's going to be a lot more full stack. It's going to be it's going to be a lot more project based. It's going to be and there's just a lot of energy with this stuff for sure. How long is the boot camp? It is 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So it starts on Monday. And then it goes till it starts on Monday and goes till the first week of August. This is the schedule. So it's July 7th to August 8th. It's going to be the schedule for the boot camp. And yeah, we're covering all sorts of different topics. Should be a really, really good time. How important is math and statistics to becoming an AI engineer? I think this question is complicated because like there's AI researchers and AI engineers, where AI engineers just for the most part, need to know how to integrate ChatGPT, right? Whereas AI researchers need to know a lot of math and a lot of things like that. So like, I would say that generally speaking, to become like a mid-level AI engineer to a senior AI engineer, you don't need that much math and statistics. Actually, you just need to learn how to like use prompting and learn the language of prompting, and learn the language of RAG, and learn how to set up these systems. Right? Do you have a discount code? Yep. So AI July 4 for 30% off. So you can use this code. Use AI July 4 for 30% off, 100%. That would be the code that I would recommend using. It's a good happy holidays, by the way. It's a good day to be American, right? I guess. Like, how was your trip to Yosemite? It was beautiful. I loved it. I loved Yosemite. It's always so amazing. Like the land there is just freaking absolutely stunning. So like, yeah, this is gonna be. I really do think that this is gonna be one of those boot camps that. Do you have an on-demand training package? Yeah, that's part of the Data Expert subscription. Like you can either buy, so dataexpert.io, you can go there. It's $200 a month or $1,500 a year. So you can pick if you want to do $200 a month or $1,500 a year, and that's going to be the term. And this coupon code also works for the subscription, by the way. You don't have to get the bootcamp if you want to get the subscription and try out some of my other paid content. You can totally do that as well. That is totally acceptable. So like I'm really excited about this bootcamp though, because like really at the end of the day, this is what we need to be learning, right? We need to be learning the new technologies, the things that are going to be, solidifying our future, the things that are going to get us into the next steps and the next places that are. It's going to be great. It's a really exciting place to be. It's a really exciting place that I know I want to get people going, and but like definitely like it's going to be good because it's complicated too, right? Like how do you even build these things? Like because I think AI has like a problem with it where it's like not deterministic. It's kind of probabilistic, and that probabilistic nature of it is very for data and stuff like that, it's very gnarly. It's just not a good way to go, so like I would definitely recommend like picking this stuff up because it's like you can at least start to learn kind of like the best practices and understand like what is good and what you can avoid while you're kind of like working on this stuff. But yeah, like if you're just joining right now, you can go to dataexpert.io, use code AI July 4 at checkout for 30% off. There you go. There you go. And that's going to be a really solid way to join this. I really do think that there's going to be, it's going to be a really, really great boot camp because we have, I mean, like this guy, Ashwani, is really smart. He's one of the most dedicated engineers I've ever worked with, right? Yeah, it's going to Pacific time. Yeah, it's 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time, 1,000%. That is 1,000% correct. And yeah, but it's going to be like, so Ashwani is going to be really great, right? Why Neo4j? Because it's probably going to be the best graph database. I mean, like you can pick between Neo4j, Janus Graph, Neptune. Like there's 5 billion trillion options, but like Neo4j is going to be the one that's just like really easy to set up. And like at the end of the day, a graph database is a graph database, and it doesn't really matter which one you pick, right? It's just they're all about the same at the end of the day. So like I would say that that's the main reason why I would say we pick Neo4j over I don't know, something else, right? But yeah, it's gonna be should be a really, really solid time, right? Kieran saying underrated coach. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's I'm trying my best to kind of like get people through this and get people to understand what this is all about, right? Because at the end of the day, like this is where things are going, right? And we're trying to get the jobs of the future as well, right? It's a mix, right? We want to have data engineering is great and it's growing, but we also want to know, like, we want to have one toe in AI engineering as well. I've been a backend engineer for a number of years. Recent layoff. I'm upskilling, doing your DE Community Edition bootcamp now. Is this a good time to also jump into your AI bootcamp, or should I focus on DE first? I mean, it depends on what your goals are. I mean, I would say that it's probably a good time to jump in on this, like, because these two things can work together. Like, if you have the time to like spend more, right? Will you cover LangChain, LangGraph? Yes, we have LangGraph on that. It's going to be on MLOps. When we're going to be covering it with like Langsmith and AI with traceability. It'll be a traceability thing on the MLOps week, so you can look at the understanding. So you can kind of look at the reasoning of it. So let me show you what I mean. So if we go to this, right, you see in the curricula here, we have MLOps, right? So we have tracing LLM reasoning with LangChain and Langsmith, right? So yeah, for sure, it's going to be a big part of it, right? So back to this guy, David's question, like, should I focus on DE first? Like they are like the two technologies are kind of, you can learn them in parallel. You honestly can. They don't build into each other as much as you would think. So like as long as you have basic Python skills, you can learn both of these at the same time. And that's what I would recommend is kind of, if you really want to dive deep, if you have the time to do both, then I would do both, right? For sure. Because then like at the end of in August, like the first week of August, like you can just take July and spend 20 hours a week learning data and AI, and then you will be so good, right? How to build a brand as a data engineer: post content every day, like make a Substack, right? Write good articles, like test things out, do novel research, right? Don't be boring, right? Write content that people actually give a shit about, right? And don't just try to be an encyclopedia, right? I'd say those are the big things. I'm going to be making more content on that as well. That's also something that we are covering a little bit in the in the boot camp, right? Because we have that career dev session, right? So you see, like, we have this So we have the career dev session on Wednesdays, and that will have a branding kind of piece to it as well, which should be pretty sick. I'm pretty excited about that as well. But like, keeping in mind, like, if you're interested in joining this, you can do Data Expert and use code AI July 4 at checkout for 30% off. That will be the way to do this. I would highly recommend checking it out. That would be the way to do it. Is this bootcamp sufficient to break into AI engineering? I think that this bootcamp, like, assuming that you have other skills, like assuming that like you have the foundational skills, yes, I would say that you at the end of this bootcamp, you will you will have a portfolio project that will give you a fighting chance to getting a job for sure. I would definitely say that is the way to think about it, right? And because at the end of the day, we're teaching you the most relevant stuff, the absolutely most relevant stuff that you need to know to like be a good AI engineer. That's literally what this bootcamp's all about, right? Right. Every day there's a new tool, new models coming up, just hard to catch up. What is your advice on staying on top? It comes back to like, what are the fundamentals? What are the fundamentals? Just like in data engineering, right? You can be like Spark, Kafka, Flink, DuckDB, Iceberg, there's all this stuff, right? So do you have a separate bootcamp on building a brand or being an influencer, or is it stuff only integrated into other courses? It's only integrated to other courses right now. I'm thinking about splitting it out as like its own thing as well. But like back to this guy's like, how do you stay on top of stuff, right? So like you got to focus on the fundamentals, right? Where it's like, okay, what are the fundamentals in AI? Well, prompting is a fundamental, right? Because it's like that's the language, right? Everyone talks about English is the new language, and it's like, but it's not English, it's prompting, right? Because it's like the AI responds a little bit differently than like you don't write to it the same way you would write to a human, right? It's going to have its own kind of expectation of like what the most effective way to do the prompt is. And so that's going to be really a different piece of it. Another piece of it is context, right? Context building, right? So that's going to be whether you want to build context through RAG or retrieval augmented generation, or context building through fine tuning. Like you can fine tune open source models. That's going to be the way that I would say it, right? Of all your courses, would you say this course is most suitable for beginners or someone with basic Python and SQL fundamentals? So if you have basic Python fundamentals, you're probably good enough to do this course. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but like that's the goal, right? If you are willing to maybe watch the videos twice, then I think that you would be able to get it right. You have to be like the more beginner you are, the more patient you have to be with the process, because it will be more of a stretch. But at the same time, like I really do think that you would be a fit for this for sure. That's it's a really good boot camp that's kind of like it really ramps up into something that's really powerful like pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited about everything going on here. And like, I mean, like there's so much going on, right? And like this AI space is just changing so quickly, right? So yeah, if you're interested in joining the bootcamp, you can get 30% off. Keeping in mind, this is only valid for the next couple hours. Like, so yeah, you got to use AI July 4 at checkout you can get 30% off the bootcamp literally today. It'll be great. And we start on July 7th. So like you can just immediately jump in and dive into it. It'll be freaking really awesome. You'll be able to like really have a really awesome learning experience and catch up with all of these crazy technologies. So like I would highly recommend checking it out, like as you kind of go through this learning journey, and like should be pretty sick. Like I'm pretty excited. Is this the first iteration for this bootcamp? Yes, it's the first iteration. That's why it's cheaper. That's why this bootcamp is so much cheaper. It's only $1,800. It's like freaking literally the cheapest bootcamp that I've offered in a long time. So like 100%. That's why like we are giving y'all and you get lifetime access to the content. So like keeping in mind that like lifetime access to the content, and it's the cheapest like it's been, and like we are iterating. It's going to be really great. I'm really excited for where this is going to go. And so yeah, you can get 30% off here with code AI July 4. Should be pretty sick. Pretty excited about it. Like there's a lot of learning here, right? Like we're going to talk about different use cases as well. Like I have a RAG model in my bootcamp that grades homework, and it's very good. It's graded tens of thousands of homework assignments. Some of y'all have probably used it in the free bootcamp. We're going to talk literally how to build that as well. So then you can build your own business. You can straight up build your own, AI businesses like with the fundamentals that you get from this bootcamp, you would be able to build your own AI SaaS product, and you could build your own little business and like actually make money that way as well, right? That it could be a really powerful strategy for how things can go, right? I really think it'd be great, right? Thank you for the session. I would love to be a part of it. Yeah, Anish, great, man. That'd be great. I would love it if you joined. I think that like there's going to be so much contagious energy in this bootcamp. Like I already know we're going to have like really, really good stuff, right? Which IDE do you use for AI development? Well, everyone uses VS Code, right? VS Code is all about it. David's in. Let's go, David. Let's go, David. I'm so excited for you, dude. I'm so excited for you making the jump into this boot camp, right? Because we're gonna have like it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really great. Like and like you're gonna take this time, and it's not even that much time, right? It's spending 10 hours a week for a month, or 10 hours a week for 5 weeks, right? And like you're able to, so 50 hours essentially, and like you'll be able to you'll be so much more confident in what's going on in this AI space. It's going to be so great. So yeah, just remember everyone, like if you are interested in joining the bootcamp, right, you can just use code AI July 4. Keeping in mind this code is only valid for the next couple hours. So like you want to probably act fairly quickly on this. I'm going to be live for about another 20 or so minutes. So just letting everyone know what's up, because I have to go and catch some fireworks and stuff like that, right? It should be pretty sick. But like I'm curious, right? Is Databricks the most widely used data platform? AWS is. I mean, it all depends on what you mean by data platform, right? I mean, like I would say Databricks is probably it's close between Databricks and Snowflake. They are very, very close, like in terms of that platform. But then you also have things like AWS, because Databricks still sits on top of AWS. That's one of the things that I think people forget about, is that like it's still AWS at the end of the day. You still are putting data in S3 buckets. You're still like using Amazon, right? And so like I don't know. In that way, I think it's still Amazon or Azure, but like it's hard to say like what you mean by data platform. In that way, they are, but like it's kind of a mix, right? But like I'm really excited. You know, like if you are interested in joining this, make sure that you check out the code here, AI July 4. We'll get you 30% off, and like honestly, it's gonna be great. Honestly, it's gonna be great. Oh yeah, Mitch, if you're still in the call, like for this, I actually have a separate program I totally forgot about. You can actually go here. You can go to linkedinexpert.io, and I have a branding course there. It's like $200, and you can get in there as well. That's that's how I would if you like. I don't have like a live bootcamp for the branding stuff yet, but this is going to be a good self-paced way to learn, and it has a bunch of really good valuable stuff, right? Any option to use Claude instead of OpenAI? Claude Flow seems awesome. Yeah, like I don't give a shit. I'm not going to pay for Claude though. Like, I mean, yeah, Claude Code, OpenAI, all that stuff is like it doesn't matter that much, right? At the end of the day, they're all just models, right? They're all just models, and they're all doing they're all doing LLM shit. They're all just trained on different data sets, and they all have a little bit of specialties. It's all about the same, right? Yeah, Claude Code is very interesting. Like Claude Code versus Cursor was definitely one of the big battles I was trying to figure out. Cursor is a little bit more popular than Claude Code, so like I decided I will teach Cursor this time around. But like that might change because the whole environment is so freaking crazy, right? Do you think it would be useful for PMs? Like, I mean, maybe. It all depends on like how much of an AI product you're trying to build. If you're interested in building an AI product, then yes. But if you're a PM, this bootcamp will only be useful for you if you also know Python. Like you have to know Python. Like you have to know it. Like you have to know at least 1 year of Python. Like I'm not like starting this from scratch for people, right? So keeping in mind, you know, if you can use the code AI July 4 at checkout, you can get 30% off, right? Right. One last question: are there any hardware requirements like a minimum GPU, or is everything handled in the cloud? Everything's handled in the cloud. Everything's handled in the cloud, right? What are the prerequisites for the AI bootcamp? Python, 1 year of Python. This is the main thing. You just have to have like decent knowledge in Python. You know, loops, classes, import statements, Python engineering, and a bit of full stack engineering would be good. But like the full stack engineering stuff is less important because like you can pick it up pretty quickly. So kindly suggest latest open source AI tools for software automation testing. I have no idea. What did you do to mitigate hallucinations in the RAG model you use for evaluating homework? Very easy, very, very easy. What you do is you just supply it examples, right? So my students, like, they will submit homework, right? Students have submitted thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of homework. And then what I do is, like, I'll go through the homework submissions and I'll look for one that is really good. And then if it's really good, then I add that to the context where I'm like, hey, grader, here's an example of a good submission, right? It'll be great, right? I would say that that's going to be the way to do it, right? And then the more examples that you give the AI, the less it will hallucinate, right? Because it knows what is a good looking submission, right? Currently doing your free bootcamp. Your content and way of teaching is just awesome. As an analytics engineer, could you help me what direction to go in, DE versus AI, or just both? I mean, it's going to be both at the end of the day, right? Because AI and DE are going to kind of merge a little bit, because AI is going to be the decision maker on top of the data that the DE owns, right? So the DE is going to do all that stuff, and then you're going to kind of it's going to kind of all come together, right? And that's going to be the I would say learn DE first. Like, I would definitely say learn DE first, because it's probably, if you were already in AE, it's different. Like, if you're like a full stack engineer, I say learn AI first because it's closer. But if you're already in AE, then like going to DE is probably faster. But yeah, if you're interested in joining this, AI bootcamp, I highly recommend checking it out. You can go here for AI July 4, and you can get 30% off. This code will be valid for the next couple hours, and it'll be the way to do it. Will the AI bootcamp eventually be posted to your on-demand platform? Yes, everything gets posted on a 3-month lag. So the self-paced content for the AI bootcamp will be available probably in like December, or like November, December, something like that. So yeah, it'll be in the wintertime. So if you buy a year, you'll definitely get it, right? TypeScript has been a popular recent for full stack AI applications. Any plans to use TypeScript in the future? It's a trade because most of my students like Python. Most of my students like Python, right? Because they are data engineers, right? So I love TypeScript. TypeScript is what I use, right? TypeScript is literally like my entire backend, right? Like, this is so you see, this is my what we got here. This is the grading job, right? So this is my actual AI code that I use, right? So it's like it like receives the submission, and then it will process the submission, and then what it does is it will like get all the zip files, and then what it does is it will generate the prompt, and then it submits the prompt to ChatGPT. And then, I just use 4.0 right now. I'm super lazy, but like it's all in TypeScript. But doing this in Python or TypeScript doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day, right? So like, I would say that that's the main thing to be thinking about. There's definitely, like, I choose Python because of the fact that like my audience is mostly data engineers, and that like TypeScript versus Python does not matter that much. Like, I think AI engineer merges data engineering, machine learning, and some kind of backend engineering. I like that. I like that as a good kind of way of thinking about it, for sure. That's a very solid way of, like, it's gonna, like, everything's getting really kind of blurry, right? So, if you're interested in joining, remember, you can get 30% off using code AI July 4 at checkout. So keeping in mind that like this code will be valid for the next couple hours. It will definitely be done by July 5th. It's only valid to date. So like, I would highly recommend checking that out. What techniques do you use to mitigate any potential hallucinations from the model in the RAG application you mentioned a bit earlier being used for evaluating homework? I'm assuming local model. I don't use local model. I literally don't use a local model. I just use ChatGPT. Like, my data is not that sensitive. Like, homework submissions, I don't care. Like, take my data, ChatGPT. I don't care. It's just like a bunch of data modeling homework. Like, who cares, right? At the end of the day, like, you could use a local model. Like, you could make it simpler, right? A lot of this stuff could be a lot simpler if you use a local model and you fine tune that local model. Then you don't have to do as much RAG. You don't have to bring as much. You don't have to do as much context building, because the context is like kind of trained inside the model, right? Is Python the most popular for DEs? By far. Like, way by far and large, Python is 90%. It's like maybe even more than 90%. Have you seen any opportunities for data engineering projects now empowered with AI that would sell itself? 100%. Like, yeah, there's tons. Like, here, let me there's so many. Like, so if we go, like, let's just go to we have this guy's great. So this is real-time B2B data for AI products, is Scrape In. This one's really cool. It will give you all of the data that you need for this is a very powerful AI project. I give these guys $300 a month, by the way, just to synthesize a lot of my LinkedIn data and synthesize like what I can get from all my followers and all my connections. So it's a very powerful way to get stuff right. Can I join the free bootcamp still? Of course. If you want to join the free bootcamp, here, let's just go here. That's where you want to go for the free bootcamp. Just learn.dataexpert.io. You can of course join the free bootcamp still. Like this AI bootcamp is going to be super sick though. Like I would highly recommend checking it out. Right. So you can use code AI July 4 for 30% off at dataexpert.io. And keeping in mind, you can also use it for the you can also use it for the subscription product if you're interested in the analytics engineering or data engineering or LinkedIn or full stack engineering. There's all sorts of other content that you can learn on the platform as well. That are the subscription product is pretty insane. Here, I want to go over the subscription product with y'all real quick. Let me just kind of go over like what's going on with that, right? Because oh wait, no, that's the AI bootcamp. We want to do all access. This one. So inside the subscription product, right, we have there's so many different programs that you get access to. So you get access to the May 6th bootcamp, right? That covers all sorts of stuff, right? There's hundreds of hours of content here, and then you have the web dev fundamentals, and then you also have the analytics. So this is the analytics engineering bootcamp from October. Then you have the New Year bootcamp. This one is freaking really awesome. I highly recommend checking out the New Year bootcamp. Then you have the bootcamp community edition. This is the free bootcamp. You can also you'll also get access to this obviously because it's free right now. And then, but if you were part of the subscription, you even when it gets pulled, because eventually we will pull the material from the for free, right? It's going to be pulled at the beginning of September, and so this will go away. And then we have this is the more recent analytics engineering bootcamp. This one got very highly rated reviews. Right, this one's really sick. Right, you have like talk about the history of big data, iceberg, partitioning, data lakes, all that stuff. And if you want to join the subscription product, you can get all of this content right now for like $200. So that's great. So I would highly recommend checking that out as well. If you want to join, right, you can. You can join here with AI July 4, and that can get you 30% off. Do you believe AI models can reason? No, I think it's still just statistical. It's still just it's illusion of thinking. Yeah, I definitely think it's still the illusion of thinking. I don't think it's like genuine, like actual reasoning. I don't. I still view it as like statistical pattern matching and like because it's like at the end of the day, it's like if you try to ask the LLM to do something that is not all over the internet, try to ask it like a brand new thing, try to ask it like to do new physics research, right? That's right on the edge, right? I would say that is definitely one of the places that like it's gonna choke. It's gonna choke pretty freaking hard on doing that specifically. So like yeah, and like because it only really has like it's really good at modeling the okay, so it's really good at modeling the what do I say here the stuff we've already solved. Like if it's a previously solved problem, it will know what to do. Like for example, if you're like, hey AI, what does P equal MP? Right? Like one of those like unsolved problems. The AI is not going to know what to do. Of course not. Like because it's like it's on the edge of freaking knowledge, right? Any idea why Azure is so in demand, and do you see it as just a fad, or should I bite the bullet and build some projects with it? I don't think it's a fad. I think Azure is a great thing to build with. I think it is for sure. And so like here's the curricula again. Like if you're interested in the AI engineering bootcamp, like so like remember we're doing 5 weeks here. We have prompt engineering, right? And then we have understanding RAG, advanced RAG. This is where we're going to be using graph databases in Neo4j. In understanding RAG, we're going to be using Milvus as our vector database, and we're going to be doing all that stuff. And then by week 2, you need to submit your capstone proposal. Super important. And then we have our ML Ops week, where we're going to do things like trusting your workflow, building guardrails, building evaluation metrics, so that you can have like you have an AI that just doesn't do everything. Because right now, if you have a chat bot that just like does whatever you want it to, someone can come and do malicious things, right? They could have the chatbot do malicious things like or like there was all those like weird contract problems that like the chatbot ended up signing back a while ago. And that's having all these guardrails are another really powerful thing. And then obviously another big part of ML ops is understanding like how your LLM is coming to the conclusions that it's coming to, so you can follow its chain of reasoning. So you can look at so there's LangChain and LangSmith together that will allow you to kind of trace the reasoning of your ML application. And that's really powerful because a lot of people treat LLMs kind of as like a black box, but they're not a black box. They really aren't. They have their own kind of flow to them that feels like a black box, but you can use tools to actually kind of dig a little bit deeper into them. And obviously the last week we're going to be talking about MCP and how to have LLMs and AI agents that actually use tools and hit APIs. And then, the last lecture is going to be on how to link your AI agent to value. So you're not just building a product, but you're also building a product that people want to use. And you're thinking about the bigger picture of things. And it's going to be really awesome. Right. So are these 5 sections the entire curriculum of this bootcamp? Yes. 100%. We're doing 5 weeks. That's the idea. How many hours should I spend daily, weekly basis to get accustomed with data engineering? I don't know, man. As much as you possibly can. How long is this AI bootcamp? It's 5 weeks. Don't you think LLM ops suit more here than ML ops? The names don't matter, man. It's the same thing. It's freaking the same, right? Okay, they're the same thing. I don't know if you know, but an LLM is still a model, right? Right? And it's still machine learning. It's still machine learning. It's still part of machine learning. So 100%, it's both, right? So is this form of interaction is really helpful. Thank you, Amber. I really appreciate it. So what is your opinion on DBT? It's a really good technology. It's going to be the future. It still is the future of analytics engineering. It's the future of analytics engineering. So, if you're interested in joining this bootcamp, you can get 30% off. You can use the code AI July 4, and that will get you 30% off this bootcamp. I highly recommend checking this out. This code will be valid for the rest of the day. So we can celebrate America together. It'll be really good. Keeping in mind that in this bootcamp, you get lifetime access to the content, right? You'll be able to build a capstone project that will help you land a job. You can join our referral network. We have a powerful community of about 2,000 people who definitely refer each other and help each other get into roles. You can join the highly motivated community. And there's going to be 5 guest speakers, right? The 5 guest speakers we have, we already have Chip Huen and we have Li Yin. Those are 2 of the really powerful guest speakers, industry leading experts in the AI engineering space. And they are already said yes. And we are going to be having more guest speakers here in a little bit. It's going to be really great. We're going to have all of them by the end of the week, or by the start of the bootcamp. They'll have the whole list ready to roll. So is it true that you're going to raffle off a free course pass among the participants? Yes. My dog died when I said that, right? And I have had a very, very, very the hardest week of my entire life. And we will be giving 1 away, 1 out of 50,000. So the probability that you get in is extremely low, but I will give 1 seat away probably tomorrow to someone who did the homework in the free bootcamp, right? I think the free bootcamp goes away end of August or early September. Yep, nailed it. Lots of AI jobs either require advanced degree or a lot of job experience. Any advice for newcomers? Go get a master's degree. I don't know, man. There's a lot of different ways to go, right? Wow, Chip is going to be a part of the AI bootcamp, 100%. She's going to be a guest speaker. She's a guest speaker of this bootcamp for sure. And we're going to be going over we're going to be going over a lot of her book, right? So we're going to be also kind of using it as kind of more of a fundamental basis of it, right? So Chip is amazing. She wrote the book AI Engineering, right? This AI engineering book here it's this O'Reilly book. And this book is really, really good. I also helped her with a lot of the pages of this book. When we toured Australia together, and I helped her edit a lot of the pages of this book near the end. And so she's definitely going to be coming and talking in the bootcamp as a speaker. Should be really great, right? What's the URL to sign up for the AI bootcamp? So if you go to dataexpert.io/AI July 4, there you go. And then dataexpert.io AI July 4. How to apply for the free pass? You're not going to get it. If you already completed it 3 months ago, I don't give a shit about you. Sorry. So AI July 4 is going to be the the coupon code that you can use to get in, and this is the link to get in. And keep in mind this is the best discount you're going to get on this bootcamp because it's a holiday. Holidays are really great, and that's going to be a really solid place to go. We have this is going to be this coupon code is only going to be valid for another couple hours, so definitely check it out. But yeah, I'm sorry for your dog. Yeah, it was a lot. Losing her this week has been really, really hard. Right. What kind of roles can this bootcamp help me land? AI engineering roles, data engineering roles, full stack engineering roles. It'll give you a lot of insight into the learnings there. Right. How do we get the 50% code if we already took a prior paid bootcamp? You only get 50% off if you took if you took May or you took April. So if you took one of those two boot camps, you get 50% off. In those cases, reach out to me on Discord and I will get you a 50% off. Right? That's it's only for the prior two boot camps. Right? So yeah, 100%. Just reach out to me and I will get you that code for sure. Amazing, y'all. I can probably take like one or two more questions, and I hope y'all take me up on this. You can take this AI July 4. This is going to be the code. It's valid for the rest of the day here, and you can really capitalize on celebrating America by learning more about AI. It'd be really, really cool. So yeah, I can probably take one or two more questions here, and then we can wrap up. Then I will go party. It will be sick. I'm really excited though. The future is bright, right? Yeah, Dylan. Yeah, I'm excited, Dylan. If you're gonna come join, dude, I'm really excited that you should have a really, really solid. Will there be a future of pure DE roles? Yes, I think pure DE is sticking around. I mean, at the end of the day, like the problem with it is like stakeholders can't really accurately define what they want, right? Right. Is there any last date for the free bootcamp? Yes, end of August. End of August. I'm being very generous. That's the other thing. I opened it up for a couple more weeks. It was the beginning of August. Now it's the end of August. I'm giving you guys the rest of the summer. So will there be a future for pure DE roles? Yes, I think so. I mean, it's hard to know, right? Because it's hard to know where AI is going to go. It's hard to like really predict and accurately. No one really truly deeply knows what the hell's going to go on, what the hell's happening, right? So, but like, at the end of the day, like I think that there's a lot of value in data, right? There's a lot of value in making decisions and a lot of value in that space. And it's still growing pretty rapidly, right? And so I would say that like there's still a lot of promise there. I would say my perspective is that there's at least 10 more years of pure DE roles, maybe 15. But then it's like once you get beyond that, it's like, how do you even know, right? How do you even know? And the role is going to change a lot, right? It's going to be a lot less about pipeline building and more about like, what are the pieces that we need? And it's going to be a lot more stakeholders, right? Where can I get the list of guest speakers? So that we have two guest speakers right now. We have Lee Yin and Chip Quinn. Those are the two guest speakers that we have so far. I'm pretty sure we're going to have Aishwarya. I have Aishwarya Srinivasan. There's going to be another person who will probably be joining. She's another big person in AI that I think will end up joining. I'm pretty excited about it, right? You said you wanted to apply for a role in Doge. What happened? I got ghosted. I don't know. Like I applied and I tried to set up a time and then they ghosted me and then I didn't. I don't know. That was it. It was super annoying. They got back to me though. It sounded like they actually wanted to hire me. I think my learning was don't post about getting getting an interview with Doge on Twitter, which was like super weird. I was like, why not? I was like, maybe I want to get that role, but I don't know. At the end of the day, it probably made sense that I didn't get in. Right? It looks like things are way more of a mess than I thought they were going to be. So, but yeah, like keeping in mind, I'm just gonna go back here for a second. Let's go to the boot camp here. So like keeping in mind, I'm just gonna go over the benefits of this again. So you get lifetime access to the content. You can join our referral network. This is also lifetime. You can join the highly motivated community, build a capstone project, 5 guest speaker sessions. We're going to get the last 2 are going to be finalized very soon. They're going to be also really amazing people. 1-year access of OpenAI, assuming that you don't like burn a gigantic hole in my wallet. And then this is the weeks, right? So week 1, we're going to be talking about setting up a Python API and OpenAI. And then we're going to talk a lot about prompt engineering theory and how to actually get the most out of what you want from the LLM. And then we'll be talking about prompt auto optimization. So you don't have to guess on what the best prompt is. The LLM will do it for you. And then we will talk about cursor and windsurf and vibe coding for a little bit. We'll do like one segment on that, on like how to set up good cursor rules, how to like build good full stack applications quickly with cursor. That's a really fun, it'll be a really fun one. Then week 2, we're going to be setting up Milvus. Milvus is going to be it's a vector database that we're going to be using for the full stack application that we vibe code on day 2 will be what we then connect to Milvus. And then we will we will be talking about RAG fundamentals and types of RAG, like graph RAG, keyword RAG. There's a million trillion different types of RAG. And then we're going to talk about how to like actually load up the vectors into the vector database. And then we'll talk about the trade-offs of RAG and like actually integrating it. So then at this point, we will have a full stack application that like you can do end-to-end RAG training on. It'll be really cool. And that's only after 2 weeks. And then week 3, we'll be talking about advanced RAG, or we're talking about graph RAG and vector RAG and graph databases and agentic AI and all that. This is where this is going to be the more like kind of state of the art stuff that is covered by Ashwani, the senior software engineer from NVIDIA. So he will be covering this week here. And then he'll also cover the MLOps week about like trusting your workflows, setting up CI/CD, and then tracing and reasoning, LLM tracing and reasoning. And then also, then I will be taking it home with this final week where we cover MCP and linking your AI agent to value. And then you have to submit your capstone project. So keeping in mind here that there's actually, you see there's 7 assignments. There's 1 assignment each week related to the curricula. And then you have your capstone proposal in week 2. And then you have your capstone submission in week 5. So it will be pretty quick and pretty intense. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's going to be a really, really powerful thing. What are the timings of the classes? So they're 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific. I can bring that up. Let me go and do that. That's going to be in, where's Canva? I'm going to keep going back. Okay, there's Canva. And so the timings here are, so this is the actual, there we go. This is our timing, the schedule, right? So our first week is a little bit offset, a little bit where we have Tuesday and Wednesday, but then the rest of the bootcamp is Tuesday and Thursday when we have the classes. You'll see class is 6 to 8 p.m. First week we are doing Tuesday, Wednesday, which will be 6 to 8 p.m. So you're mostly like, it's going to be 5 to 8 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday, because Tech Talk is going to be the speaker series. And then we'll have our class right after that. So then you can kind of get inspired, and then we will dive deep into the next topic of class. So it should be pretty exciting, pretty good stuff, right? Yeah. Can I join the free version of the bootcamp right now? Yes. Why not? Like there's the data engineering bootcamp that's been around for a long time. This bootcamp is definitely not free. This bootcamp is very expensive because it's like I'm covering all of the freaking things that are the most important stuff, and it's live, and you can do Q&A with me, and you can do freaking you also get speaker series, you get the best freaking industry experts, you get freaking it's great. And like we're working with NVIDIA engineers. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be honestly amazing. So if we go look at I'm just gonna do one more hit here, so you guys for 30% off. So you can join this bootcamp here if you go to dataexpert.io, and you can use code AI July 4 for 30% off. You can also do that for the subscription product, either one. Like you can do either one if you want. I would encourage you to check out the AI bootcamp. It should be that's where you're going to get the most energy and excitement and intensity, and you can really change your life this July. So keeping in mind that like my goal here is to make it so that will the classroom be dripped out when you teach vibe coding? What I don't know what the hell that means. Anyways, my goal with this is to get data engineers and data people to feel more confident about the future, to feel more excited about the future, to feel more ready about the future. And that's really how you're going to go and build into things and get things really ready to roll and ready to rock. And so like I highly recommend checking this out. This is going to be the best deal you can get on this. It's going to be dataexpert.io. Use code AI July 4 for 30% off. We're putting together something really spicy and really amazing this time around. And I'm really, really excited to see you there. And if you were a part of a previous cohort, you can message me and I can get you a steeper discount. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a really exciting July 4th. And I hope you stay safe, see some good fireworks. And thank you so much for your time. And I'm glad that you guys have entrusted me with so much of your attention today. So yeah, have a good one, everybody.